Welcome to the kingdom. The Humble King Podcast, where real kings speak with purpose. We level up only, let's go hop it. Go hop it. Go hop it. Go hop it.
There are seasons in life where it feels like nothing is changing. You wake up every day doing the same routines, carrying the same responsibilities, fighting the same thoughts, and trying to stay focused while the world around you keeps moving fast. During those moments, it is easy to believe you are falling behind. It is easy to think that because nobody notices your effort does not matter. But some of the strongest growth in life happens in silence. People often only respect visible success. They notice the finished result, the confidence, the achievements, the discipline, the mindset, but they rarely pay attention to the years of invisible work that created those things. Nobody sees the nights where a person sat alone trying to figure themselves out. Nobody sees the moments where someone had to fight through self-doubt quietly. Nobody sees the patience required to continue building a future that has not shown results yet. Silent growth is difficult because it requires faith in your own process. It forces you to continue moving even when there is no applause. Most people need validation to stay consistent. They need people to notice them. They need proof that their effort matters. But growth does not always give instant proof. Sometimes progress is happening internally before it ever becomes visible externally. A person can become mentally stronger long before their life changes physically. A person can become wiser before opportunities appear. A person can become disciplined before success arrives. Internal development usually happens first. That is why patience matters so much. A lot of people quit during the quiet stages of life because they mistake silence for failure. They think because nothing exciting is happening, nothing meaningful is happening. But silence can be preparation. Silence can be the stage where your character is being shaped. The strongest people are usually built privately before they are recognized publicly. Life tests patience because patience reveals maturity. Anybody can stay focused for a short period of time, but staying committed through months or years of uncertainty is different. That level of consistency changes a person deeply, and consistency matters more than intensity. Some people work hard for 1 week and disappear. Others move slowly but continue steadily for years. The second person usually wins in the long run because lasting growth is built through repetition. Your daily habits shape your future more than your temporary emotions. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you are shaping identity. Every time you continue despite frustration, you are building endurance. Every time you stay focused while nobody notices, you are strengthening character. Character is built quietly. And eventually, quiet work creates visible results. One day people suddenly notice your confidence, your focus, your maturity, your growth, but they do not realize how much silence created those things. They see the outcome without understanding the process behind it. That is why comparison is dangerous. You never fully understand another person's process. You only see what becomes visible. Everyone has unseen struggles. Everyone has private battles. Everyone has moments of uncertainty. The difference is how people respond to those moments. Some stop growing when things become difficult. Others continue quietly until progress compounds over time, and that is the power of silent growth. It teaches independence. It teaches patience. It teaches self-belief without constant validation from others, because eventually there comes a point where you stop needing everybody else to believe in you. You begin understanding that your responsibility is simply to continue building, not loudly, not arrogantly, not desperately, but consistently. Silent growth changes people because it forces them to rely on discipline instead of attention, and discipline creates stability. When life becomes difficult, stable people survive pressure better. They do not panic every time circumstances change. They understand that setbacks are temporary. They understand that growth takes time. That mindset creates peace, not because life becomes perfect, but because patience removes unnecessary panic. A lot of suffering comes from trying to rush life. People want immediate answers, immediate success, immediate recognition, immediate transformation. But meaningful growth rarely happens immediately. Strong foundations take time to build. And if your foundation is weak, pressure will eventually expose it. That is why silent seasons matter so much. They are usually the moments where life is strengthening your foundation before giving you more responsibility. Every quiet season has purpose. Sometimes the purpose is healing. Sometimes it is learning. Sometimes it is discipline. Sometimes it is self-awareness. But silence is never meaningless if you continue growing during it. And eventually, the same silence that once felt lonely becomes the reason you became stronger than before. There will be moments where you question yourself. Moments where you wonder if your effort is even leading anywhere. That is normal. Every person who builds something meaningful eventually experiences doubt. But doubt does not always mean you are on the wrong path. Sometimes doubt simply appears because growth requires uncertainty. People want guarantees before they commit fully. They want proof before they trust the process. But life rarely gives complete certainty. Most of the time, growth requires movement before confidence fully arrives. That is why faith in yourself matters, not fake confidence. Not pretending everything is perfect. Real belief that if you continue learning, continue improving, and continue staying disciplined, your future can change over time. And change takes time. A lot of people destroy their own progress because they become impatient. They compare chapter 1 of their story to chapter 20 of somebody else. They expect immediate transformation when life usually works through gradual development. The strongest changes are often small at first. A slightly better mindset, a slightly healthier habit, a slightly stronger level of discipline. Small improvements repeated consistently create major transformation over time. That is how identity changes, not through one perfect moment but through repeated choices. Every disciplined action becomes part of your future self. Every moment you refuse to quit becomes evidence that you are capable of enduring difficult seasons. And endurance matters, because life will test everybody eventually. Pressure tests patience. Failure tests confidence. Loneliness tests self-worth. Difficulty tests discipline. But every test also creates opportunity for growth. People often ask why life feels difficult sometimes. The truth is that difficulty develops depth. Without challenge, many people would never discover how strong they actually are. Comfort keeps people stagnant. Challenges force adaptation, and adaptation builds strength. That is why silent growth should never be underestimated. It may not look exciting, it may not attract attention, but internally it is changing everything. The way you think changes, the way you respond changes, the way you handle emotions changes, the way you view life changes, and eventually people notice the difference without understanding what created it. They see confidence but not the years of self-doubt you fought through. They see discipline but not the habits you struggled to build. They see maturity but not the pain that forced you to grow emotionally. Growth always has a story behind it, and most of that story happens privately. That is why humility matters during growth. Because once you understand how difficult personal growth truly is, you stop looking down on others who are still learning. Everybody is fighting something internally that the outside world may never fully understand. Some people are healing quietly. Some people are rebuilding quietly. Some people are surviving quietly. And silent battles deserve respect too. The goal is not becoming perfect. The goal is becoming stronger, wiser, calmer, and more grounded over time, because perfection is unrealistic. But progress is possible. Every day gives another opportunity to improve your mindset, your habits, your discipline, and your perspective. Some days growth feels fast. Other days it feels invisible. But invisible progress still matters. And eventually consistency changes everything. The person who refuses to stop growing quietly becomes difficult to break mentally. Not because life becomes easy, but because patience creates resilience. And resilience creates strength that attention alone can never build. That is the mindset behind silent growth, not needing the world to constantly notice you, not depending on validation to stay focused, not quitting simply because results are delayed, but continuing anyway, quietly, patiently, consistently, until growth finally speaks for itself.
Welcome to the kingdom. The humble King outcasts who real kings speak with purpose. We level up only, let's go hop it. Go hop it. Go hop it. Go hop it. Go hop it.